Hi everybody, back again to look at a body paragraph from my example media essay that I'm putting forth for you here. So I want to highlight a few things for you before we begin. First of all, at the very top of this page, I have my thesis. And again, as I mentioned, that's the most important sentence in your entire essay, not only for the reader's sake, but for your sake. And for your sake, it helps to guide the reader through the logic or the math of your essay. You're going to write the body paragraphs by following the mathematical order of the ideas that you presented. So it's like 1, 2, 3. Whatever you mention in the thesis first needs to come in the body first. Right? Here's my thesis again. Whereas national outlets show lack of awareness of this complexity of the city's makeup as it undertakes reopenings, local media coverage displays a cogent understanding of the city's obstacles, etc. So what do I mention first? National outlets. What that means is that my first overall body paragraph, if it's not just a background paragraph to give some definitions, should be about national outlets. So that's what I've done here, just following along the mathematical order. Now, the structure of every body paragraph that put forth ideas, and in your case evaluates each article, will be done in TEA format. Topic, example, analysis. As we go through here, I will highlight those various parts for you. So of course we begin with our topic sentence. The close-knit community of New Orleans often defies understanding, especially regarding how its citizens suffer and encounter tragedy. And this fact is reflected by a recent article in the New York Times entitled "A Springtime of Death in New Orleans." Okay. So here's my topic. Let me get a different color that you can see a little bit better there. All right, that's black. Let me do that. Okay. Green just to highlight the topic. Now, at this point, we're into the examples portion of the paragraph. While journalists Campbell Robertson and Annie Flanagan provide appropriate statistics to delineate the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, they miss the nuances that underlie many assumptions held by locals. Campbell and Flanagan note, since early March, nearly 500 people have died of the coronavirus in New Orleans. Roughly 3/4 of those who died were black, end quote. Following this, the authors highlight the statistical inequality of mortality rates among the African American community. In fact, although African Americans count for 1/3 of the city's population, 2/3 of the deaths have been in black families. So this whole part here would be considered my example portion of my paragraph. I've got a quote and a couple of different statistics here. Right? Let me highlight that in a different color for you. Just make that orangish. Right? I'm going to go back and change this too, and we'll come back and I'll explain why. And then finally, after my topic and my examples, I've got my analysis. It's a little bit brief, not bad, okay? But what I have is just continuing on to draw together the logic for the reader to tie together the examples and the topic with the overall thesis. That's what analysis is. You're making connections for the reader with your own language. So here I write, however, what the writers don't go into enough depth about is the reasons why this is the case and why reopening presents a greater risk to black residents of New Orleans. The reality is that there are multiple economic and geographical factors which contribute to the enhanced risk of contracting COVID-19 for African Americans. Accordingly, these truths require a comprehensive understanding of the city's history. So that word got cut off. Let me fix it. Little editing here. All right. I will highlight this for you too, just to show you that this is my analysis, and we'll give it its own color. Let's see what'll work here. Maybe purple. Okay. So here we are. Topic, example, analysis. Let me go back through this just a little bit and highlight some things I think are very important. And I'm going to start with what's here in red. All right. In academic writing, and I cannot stress this enough, you will not begin a sentence with quotation marks. Now you can do that just about anywhere else and it's fine. But in academic writing you don't. You have to give a signal phrase. We ask that you provide context for the quote you're about to give by introducing it ahead of time. That quote introduction is called a signal phrase. It can be something really simple or something more elaborate. Here I've chosen Campbell and Flanagan note. Okay? Subject, verb. No problem, straight signal phrase. One thing I'm going to ask you not to do in any case never, ever, 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 seriously, never, 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 do not start a signal phrase with the word in, I-N. It creates so many problems and a lot of crappy writing, honestly. I just got to be honest with you, okay? Because if you say, in the article in the New York Times, written by authors, blah, 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 about New Orleans, it just goes long-winded, and it actually throws off your subject-verb agreement a lot of times. So just avoid that preposition in when you give signal phrases. Subject, verb, right? This is all you need. If you ever have questions about it, of course, you can ask me. All right, one more thing I'll highlight for you here. In the end, in my analysis, I'm actually logically trying to lead toward the next paragraph, right? I don't have to do that specifically. I don't have to write another topic sentence. I'll do that in the next paragraph, but I mention accordingly these truths require a comprehensive understanding of the city's history. And I can just make a next topic sentence in the next paragraph, which shows that this is best done by local outlets like NOLA.com or the Times-Picayune or something like that, if indeed I move on to talking about local sources here. All right, so this is a body paragraph in topic example analysis format. I think it's 8 sentences long. I'd have to go back and count. That would be a minimum for you. You want to shoot for the range of 8 to 12 sentences per body paragraph. And again, the more of your own analysis, the more of this purple stuff of your own, the better your grade's going to be. Because really, you know, this is just stuff that I'm parroting. I mean, it's stuff I can get anywhere, but none of it shows my intelligence or my thought process. And as a teacher, when I'm reading a college essay, I want to know what you think. I want to see your voice, your intelligence, and after all, that's why we're all here, right? To develop our ability to explain ourselves and what we've learned to everybody else. So take time to do that, develop your analysis as long as you can, and your paper will be better. Right? Yeah, of course, don't force it, but just be yourselves and make sure that you interpret all of your examples for the reader. Okay, so that's it for now. Again, I look forward to any questions that you guys have, and I'm sure we'll see each other soon. Okay, bye for now.